Hi there, my name's Tony. You probably already know that, but that's okay. You know it for sure now. This is going to be a little bit of an update video. Primarily, it's just going to be a story of kind of how I became not just Tony, but Tony the Accidental Pirate. Yes, I am a pirate. Where to start? We'll start at the beginning. Okay? So, on July 6th of this year, holiday weekend, so I had some friends in town, and we decided we were going to go to a firing range. So, off we go, hippity-ho, lots of fun and joy for everyone. I amuse myself. That's okay. So we went to the firing range. We were getting down towards the end of our day. I had finished shooting, and I was just kind of traveling back and forth between the other shooters and making sure that everyone was being safe and that they were enjoying themselves and nothing was going on that shouldn't have been going on. No negligence, anything like that. So we were there on the firing range. Had a roof over the top of the benches where we were firing from. Some clouds started moving in. My safety glasses were tinted, so periodically when I needed to see something or when I turned away from the firing line, I would lift my safety glasses up to the top of my head. One of the times I lifted my safety glasses, my life changed. Not for the better, not for the worse. It just changed. So, I had my safety glasses up, I was turned away from the line, and I turned back, and I was standing behind my friend Leston. Leston was sighted downrange, and he was preparing to fire. So I reached up to lower my safety glasses, and as I did, Leston fired, and the brass from his round ejected. And instead of the normal trajectory for the ejection, which is high and right, it ejected almost straight back over his right shoulder, and it struck me in the eye. Here is a brass. This is not the one that hit me in the eye, but it is one from the same box. We weren't able to recover the one that actually hit me, but we recovered a lot of the other brass that was there that day, and this is one from the same batch that hit me. So what happened was the open portion of the brass here, it has a pretty sharp edge on it. It struck me in the eyelid here, and I got a pretty good cut on my lower eyelid. Didn't go all the way through, though. I declined the stitches because I wanted a cool scar. So it's healed up, and I've got a cool scar. So after the open portion of the brass struck me, the brass rotated, and the bottom of the shell struck my eyeball. Now, my eye did not rupture. It just hit it. It didn't burst my eyeball. The base of the brass scratched my eyeball, about a half-inch scratch. Not terribly bad damage, so that healed up pretty quickly. The real damage occurred just from the shock of the brass hitting me. I'm going to set that aside because I'll be playing with it the rest of the video if I don't. Deep breath. Start talking again in a second. I don't like talking, believe it or not. So the force of the brass hitting me, it ruptured the macula of my eye. And when it did that, it put a lot of blood and clouding into the eye. So they weren't sure if there was any more damage than that or not. So for the next few weeks, I took it really easy. For the first week after it happened, I wasn't allowed to work. After that, I was allowed to work, but I wasn't really allowed to do anything. Fast forward to a month later, August 10th, I went back to the doctor, and the blood and clouding in the eye had cleared up, and they were able to see that the retina of my eye had actually detached, and it had been damaged significantly by the force of the blow. Now, normally, when a retina is detached, they want to operate as quickly as possible. just to minimize the damage and to regain as much sight as possible. However, since they couldn't see before, they didn't want to perform a surgery that I didn't need. And most of the time with this type of injury, the eye will rupture. Anytime the retina is damaged, there's usually been enough trauma that the eye will rupture, and that's how they know that they need to operate. But that was not the case. I'm special. I'm always special. So August 15th, that Thursday, I went into surgery for retinal detachment repair. Yes, I did. It was successful. The surgery, anyways. Let me see. When my family found out that I was going to have surgery, I did some research, and I found that the surgery is not a cheap one. I don't have health care because I'm employed by a small company. And I'm young. I'm 25. I'm supposed to be a healthy person who doesn't really need health care. Why would I go out and spend money that I'd rather spend on other things? So without insurance, the surgery normally costs about $15,000. A whole lot more than I have just lying around. So as soon as my family found out the approximate cost, and we found out that the surgery was going to happen, my family put together a couple of fundraising campaigns, one on youcaring.com and one on indiegogo.com. Both of them funneled into the same total amount of $15,000. So that's the beginning of the finances there. Then the surgery happened. Wasn't sure what the exact cost was going to be because they were just kind of juggling me around, saying, "Oh, well, we'll be able to do something for you," that kind of stuff. So the first week after the surgery, I had to remain face down that entire week. Keeping me still for a week, much less with my face down for a week, is not an easy task. So I imagine my family was probably tired of me by the second day or something like that, just because I can't sit still. But I survived that week of face down, and then survived the following weeks of recovering from the surgery. After the surgery, I found out that because I'm a cash patient, they gave me some pretty massive discounts on the surgery. Instead of the $15,000 that it was going to cost, they gave me some discounts of about $8,000. So instead, the total cost of the surgery is only about $4,000. That's a huge blessing, an absolutely huge blessing. And then on top of that, they agreed to allow me to pay it out, so I'm making payments as I can, and everything's going okay on the finances side of things, kind of. There's some erroneous charges from the first emergency room I went into, but that's being taken care of. And through some time and God's help, I'll be able to pay off the rest of the surgery. So, after the surgery, I was very light sensitive. Light hurt a whole lot, and they had no idea how long that was going to last. A lit room like this would hurt me, and then being outside in the sunlight would nearly cripple me. I couldn't do anything, cover my eyes, sunglasses, nothing would help. It would just hurt, and I couldn't do anything. I couldn't see, couldn't drive, had to have people driving me around, at work, all this kind of stuff. And it was bad. But about 2.5 weeks ago now, it started to get better. The light sensitivity started going down. I'm still a little bit light sensitive now, but not very much. For the most part, I can operate pretty normally. What can I see, do you ask? Now, the surgery, the primary purpose for the surgery was to save the eye. If I hadn't had the surgery, then without the proper blood flow to the retina, my eye would have shriveled up and would have had to have been removed. Not such a bad thing as far as I'm concerned, because a glass eye is cool, Here, hold this for me. I amused myself. But my family wasn't so hot on that, so the surgery it was. They were hoping for some basic vision to come back, but because it had been detached for so long, and because of the amount of damage to the retina, not really anything's come back. Let me see. The latest report is that the top of my retina is pretty much destroyed. It's fragmented. It's there, but it's not doing anything. The center of my retina, my forward vision, it has redetached due to an incredible scar tissue response. What exactly that means, I couldn't tell you. I know that it means that the center of the retina is redetached, and because of the scar tissue forming underneath it, it is stretching the bottom of the retina. The bottom of the retina is fairly healthy. I say fairly healthy. I can see some lower peripheral. Because it's stretched by the scar tissue, what I can see is blurry, a little bit distorted, and very dark. So, a little diagram here. If you close one eye and look, your normal cone of vision, here's about what I have. Excuse my drawing, please. I'm not an artist of any kind. So this here is my nose. My nose is right here. And so that is what I can see. It's not much, but I'm thankful for it. It allows me to see when there's something off to my left, most of the time. And it allows me to ride my motorcycle with a little bit less difficulty than if I only had the one eye, which is very important for me. The hardest part of all of this was the months when I couldn't ride my motorcycle. Okay, 12 minutes in, you're about ready to be done. Let me see. Today, I still owe about $3,500 on the surgeries. After all the different fees and doctor's visits and everything, it's all piled together to about $3,400. Through the You Caring campaign and the Indiegogo campaign, altogether, my friends and my family, my church family, have given me $2,380. Absolutely incredible to me. I cannot believe that. Thank you all so much. I mentioned before that the total cost of the surgery was about $4,000. That's correct. But then there's also the individual doctor's visits and tests and that kind of thing. So the total cost from all of this has come up to about $7,000. And that $2,000 that you all have given to me has been an enormous help. I thank each and every one of you so much. I can't express my gratitude for that. I'm not the type of person to ask anybody for anything. A lot of you know that I would rather suffer than ask for something from someone. Not necessarily a good thing, but that's just kind of who I am. You're all amazing. Thank you. My life is different. When I do my traffic checks when I'm driving or on my motorcycle, I have to whip my head way around to be able to see. But I can still drive and I can still ride my motorcycle. I'm thankful. I'm incredibly thankful. I've been very, very lucky, very blessed through all of this. I can't really think of any way that my life is worse. I have a great conversation starter. I have on my sunglasses, I have stickers that I've put over this lens of my glasses. And people are like, how can you see past that? Well, I really don't. I enjoy myself. If I were to get upset or depressed about losing the vision of my left eye, then it wouldn't do me any good, and it would just drag me down and everyone around me, and I don't want that. I want to be an encouragement to others. So I make the best of it. I laugh and I joke about it, and I don't want people to feel sorry for me. Be happy for me that I still have vision. Be thankful for the vision that you have. It's changed my perspective on a lot of things. The age-old question, would you rather be blind or deaf? I always said I'd rather be blind because I love music. Now that I'm half blind, I'm not sure that that's still my answer. But life is good. Life is very good. I'm very blessed with all that I have, all that everyone does for me, and everyone who is there for me through all of this. I thank you all. Let me see. You know what I can see? You know what happened? You know where the finances stand? Anything else I need to cover? I don't think so. Well, one thing that kind of annoys me, because right here is where most of the vision is in my eye. My eye tries to go up and to the left to place that vision in the center of my vision. That irritates me. I don't want to have a wall eye. But I imagine it'll get used to it and be back to, hopefully, close to normal. I don't want to be like, "Hi, how are you doing?" I'm like that most of the time anyways. But anyways, 16 minutes is plenty long enough. I thank you if you've made it this far. I can't thank you all enough, and I hope that somehow in this happening to me, I have been an encouragement to you. If there's anything that I can do to repay all of your kindness and everything you've done for me, just let me know. I'll be there. I'll do it. I will. Thank you all. I love each and every one of you. You have a blessed, blessed day.